Alright mates, so Honor recently released the global major system update. It's macOS 9 and I've received it on my Honor Magic Video foldable phone. However, I should notice here that I've got the log version. That means that I signed up previously to the macOS 9 beta test program. So that should be the pre-final, not the final official release. However, I truly believe that I've got all the new features that all the users will eventually receive with the official macOS 9 update. So let's get through all the new features of the macOS 9 as users. I'm not aware what's under the hood of that update, like system fluency and whatever shenanigans and all that bollocks. I only show you that you can touch and feel and see as users. So, as we all can definitely expect, the majority of new features are named or at least tagged with the AI tag. So all we need is artificial intelligence, not the law nowadays, sadly. And the first feature is goes to the phone feature, the voice calls, and it's the AI privacy or privacy call, whatever you fancy. And essentially that's the automated management of your voice calls volume. So a very explanatory picture here. Whenever your phone detects you're in a crowded place or surrounded by people, it will automatically adjust your call volume for no one to overhear what you say. So a very handy feature. However, I myself barely ever use the simple voice calls. I use all the messages in the world, but anyway, that's a very handy feature to keep your phones private, not anyone to overhear you. Now we've got the whole new section in the settings, again dedicated to AI, of course. And this section now collects and keeps all together all the AI features. I have no idea why the AI privacy call is not here, but some of the features are already well known, like AI suggestions, and that's essentially already was in the previous macOS 8 version. So that's basically a separate folder which represents and shows my most recent or most used apps. So nothing new here. The next one is face-to-face translation, and I've created a shortcut to use it, and basically it's very similar. It's almost the same as Google Translator conversation mode. You can speak to someone and it will translate it on the go. Let's give it a try. I know very few phrases in German, so let's try. Es ist ein wunderbarer Tag, lass uns spazieren gehen.
It's a wonderful day. Let's go for a walk.
So it works very well. I love this. However, yeah, sorry, my German is awful. Handy feature, but again, it duplicates the conversation mode in Google Translate. But anyway, it's a good thing. The magic text now extracts any text from any source, like from, let's try gallery. That's a screenshot, and let's try to extract. Yeah, you see, it easily extracts any text. You just tap, hold it, and you can transfer it, for example, to your Notes application. Here we go. Here is your text from a picture. So a very nice feature, for example, to extract a phone number. So nice to have. Well, the next and the most exciting thing is a Knuckle circle. So, and you can clearly see that's Honor's response, like direct response to Google's circle to search, and this feature is what I both love and hate. Let's see why. Let's try it. You should use your knuckle, not your finger. Goddamn, who bloody invented this thing? You should knuckle and circle. Yeah, it works now. We can, and it transfers you to Google Lens, so you can easily search for your image, and it recognizes that's the Xiaomi 14. Oh, it recognizes, yeah, it sees that this the Xiaomi 14 Pro phone. But why I hate it? Firstly, it's not that easy to use your knuckle instead of your finger, and secondly, you've just seen it. It works occasionally good or occasionally awful, both of them. For example, let's try it again. Yeah, it works. Gosh, it works now, but in some occasions it just doesn't launch this. You see that it's even very hard to use my knuckle. Gosh. So now it doesn't work. So I both love it and hate it. So by default, as it was intended, that's a great feature, but it works not absolutely not perfectly. And simple circle to search introduction, taking it from Google directly, would be much easier and nicer and much more steady and stable to use. So, but we have what we have. Next, we've got all the same AI, bloody hell, AI features, editing in the gallery, in the photos. So, for example, it's now called the AI editing. You see that this symbol of Gemini for some bloody reason, and what exactly AI we have here is basically the AI eraser, which can erase any object, and it works, let's see, not flashlight fast, but very fast. It's already 99%, and the result is marvelous. I love the quality. It keeps all the background beneath the erased objects, so I love this. Discard. More to AI editing features. I also very much like the splash feature, and this feature leaves only one color out of all colors. Let's see how it works. We choose one color, and now we've got, I chose this light brown color, and now we've got only one brownish colors here. All other colors are gone. That's I also love, just adore this feature. That's great for editing. Let's go back, discard, and we model that have now very many filters to play with, and the one I especially love is called childhood. Does it like from my childhood? Yes, because I'm more than 40 years old, so that's kind of an old photo mode. I also like it. So as for the gallery, it's a great thing to have, this editing with the taste of AI, of course. And what's more related to photos and videos, but not AI, I'd say, it's this new aperture mode. So you can choose the aperture by yourself, and what does it do? It affects the depth of the field. Let's see the ready photos. By the way, you see that we clearly see what's on the very distance from the foreground, that's on the background, and we clearly see all the details of the fields, of the houses on the background. So that's depth, let's call it depth. Let's see, we've got the aperture of 16, that's very deep, so the sensor narrows its view. I don't know how to clearly explain, but let's compare. That's for comparison a very small aperture, like less than 1 unit of aperture, and you see that we only see the closest object and everything else is blurred. So playing with aperture gives you absolutely different depths of the field. So bigger aperture is good for longer distance photos, and the smaller aperture is good for close-ups, for very close objects, and that's very nice. That's basically I did from the same distance, the very same shot, but with different aperture, and you see here is only one object, and here is all the field, all the landscape on the background is clearly seen. So I find this feature absolutely amazing. That's clearly an advantage now. Yet another feature, this time relates specifically to folding phones, to these big folding screens, and this feature gives us, users of foldable phones, now the full freedom with orientation in specifically games, so most suitable for games. I'll show you how it works. So now you don't need to rotate your screen each and every time you launch a game like this one, Asphalt, which is the landscape orientated game by default, but now you can see that you can choose in which orientation to launch it, as well as other games like this. This default is the portrait orientation game, but I can rotate my screen and it rotates with the screen. So very handy feature, absolutely amazing feature for foldable phones. I love it. Now we've got a couple of features directly introduced by the Google themselves. Yes, not designed or created by the manufacturer, but directly distributed by the Google to many manufacturers. And what am I talking about? It's firstly, it's the depth protection. It was firstly and primarily introduced into Google Pixel phones, but now it distributed to many other manufacturers, regardless of the skin of the OS. And we've got it here. Whenever someone grabs your phone and runs away, so the phone detects that sudden move of your phone, sudden motion, and it locks the phone. The great feature to have. The other one is the, where is it? Yeah, the sound search or sound recognition. That's directly feature from Circle to Search, and now we've got it in here and in many other operational system global ones. Like we've got it in the Google. Here is we can search for a song, just sing or hum a song. I tried to hum the jingle bells. It didn't work this instance, but generally it works pretty well. I love those features, and that's not it. We've also got some minor, not so significant features, but also quite handy ones, like renewed multitasking functionality or multitasking interface. And it works like this. You drag your active, your opened app to the left side of the screen, and you enter the split screen mode, and you can now manage it to split horizontally or vertically, and you can even save this app pair for later use. And here is your shortcut to this exact apps pair. And the other multitasking feature, if you drag your active application to the right upper corner, it transforms to this smallest tiny window, but it's all functional. You can enlarge it or even put it on the full screen mode. So that's a very handy feature. The other quite minor, but I love this feature because I sometimes record my screen. And finally, the feature is we've got the full access to screen recording settings, starting from quality, which was previously unavailable, to choose between the lowest and the highest, which is 1080p. Given the screen resolution of Full HD, not Quad HD, we're limited with 1080p screen recording, but it's absolutely enough. And we also can now choose the sound source for the sound between a microphone system or both. So I like this feature, and that's almost all the features, but again, not all. And finally, Honor wouldn't be itself, meaning not the best software and OS developer, if it hasn't screwed up, at least in some instances, features. And what I found here, what I've got, is basically a feature intended exactly for this phone, for foldable phone, and that's the global taskbar. Very useful feature. It's available on OnePlus. I believe it's available on Magic V3, so the next foldable generation, but it's not here. And it launches the menu, the bottom line or bottom row menu of your most recent applications, and from that menu you can use your multitasking, dragging your icons to the left or right. But however hard I tried, I did it slowly, I did it fast, it doesn't work in any case, in any occasion. Doesn't work. Yes, I've got these like chosen applications, but they are pinned here, so I only can drag the icon itself. There is no global taskbar as it intended, and it's available in the menu. So for whatever bloody reason it doesn't work. Maybe with the final release they will fix it, but now it's not here. But that's all my complaints. Overall, it's a very nice update. Not that great, not that rich of new features, but it's very nice. It didn't, at least it hasn't ruined and it hasn't worsened any of the features, and it added some new very handy features, mostly AI. So pretty nice update to have. Please drop more of your comments. I'll be glad to answer all of them. See you. Cheers.